PAX, Journey Home, Chapter 7. PAX meandered home, taking in the scents and sounds of the mild spring night. But when he came to the edge of the deserted farm, he thought of his young family urged him on faster, and he trotted through the last stretch of woods as the sky lightened with the coming dawn. When the roof of the shed came into sight, he stopped. Yesterday, Bristle had enlarged the den for the growing kits, and the fresh sand sparkled like frost on the grass. The fields below were peaceful. Still, PAX sank down to watch the surroundings. The kits were beginning to venture farther from the den these days. Bristle wanted to bring them to the reservoir this evening to teach them to drink on their own. He would go along, because it took both parents now to corral them on an outing. Just then he caught a movement at the base of the shed steps. PAX felt his hackles rise, but then he saw it was only a bit of fluff, moving with weightless jerks, not the low stealth of a hunter. One of the kits was outside, alone. Bristle would not allow this. It was the little vixen, of course, the only one of the litter who ever defied her mother. He watched her for a moment. She dipped her head to the ground and then set out for the back of the shed, following her nose. From there she stalked slowly, paw over paw, to the clump of shad bush, then veered out to the raspberry thicket. It was the path PAX had followed when he'd left a few hours ago. His daughter was tracking him. He called to her. The kit spun in her tracks and mewed back. She began to bounce toward him in joyful little hops. He hurried to her also. He would chastise her for the disobedience, then carry her back into the den. But just as he reached the clearing, a span of muscled wings swept down. Outstretched talons tore through the soft darkness above her head. PAX leaped. He caught the horned owl by its feathered thigh as it rose, but the bird had the kit in its talons. The owl pecked at his face, but PAX did not let go. He felt himself dragged as it beat its great wings. He twisted his hind legs upward and raked the bird's belly, but the owl held fast to its prize. PAX clamped deeper and felt teeth crack hollow bone. He snapped his head hard. The owl shrieked and unlocked his talons. The kit dropped, and the owl flapped off. PAX checked his daughter all over. Except for double talon piercings on each shoulder, she was unharmed, but she shook in terror. He licked her wounds, he wrapped his body around her, and let her wriggle into the fur of his ruff, and still she shivered and her heart hammered. PAX's heart beat hard, too, from a different fear. You always must look up. Danger from above can be silent. The advice was not enough to protect her. Nothing would ever be enough.